Your boy, who's like basically Corinthian Junior. Okay, I just realized we're talking about boys and not about the film.
Sure.
How did you feel about the film?
I felt like we could have used more Nanami. Today, we're talking about Jujutsu Kaisen 0. Okay, so Jujutsu Kaisen 0 is a 2021 Japanese animated dark fantasy.
Darkness.
According to Wikipedia, it is based on the manga series Jujutsu Kaisen 0, which is a prequel to the series itself. And it actually, this came out when? Like
March last year.
Actually, it says March of 2022. So I guess it hasn't been as long as I thought.
Watching this honestly reminded me like why I was obsessed with Naruto growing up, and even Bleach and stuff, where just like the main characters are really trying their best to just be really good people.
Yeah.
And they struggle in obviously the most fantastical way, where like, it's always life or death. And for our boy Utah, him literally dealing with the curse of Rika, and then like him basically trying to like gain friends, and like the bond that he got with his three people in a short amount of time that they had, it felt very genuine in how they all also relate to each other, because in some way they're all outcasts in their own retrospective like clans and stuff. Also, my rise of new obsession, Suguru Geto.
Oh my god.
Couldn't get it. Listen, the moment he showed up with the hair, like, delicately, like a side little like hair apart, I was like, ooh,
yeah,
let's see the face. Let's see if I'm actually gonna be obsessed with you, because right now the mannerism is saying yes, but I need to see the face.
It's giving problematic, and we love that. I enjoyed the overall story. I don't think that I expected it to be a love story. Like I don't think.
Oh my god! Honestly, the power of love, sprinkling those 80s songs where he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm like," I think our boy was like, "I'm gonna use justice." He's like, "I'm gonna use the power of love," and I was like, that is such a meme and iconic thing that we'd be like the joke around, like, "Oh yeah, the power of friendship." Like, no, like he legitimately beat him with the power of love.
I feel like the series in general does a really good job of making me care about people, even when the pacing is super quick, because one of the things that like I'm not knocking it for, because I realize that like we only had so much time to tell the story, but I feel like if it had been more spread out over time, or even if there was like part 1, part 2, whatever, if there was more time to tell the story, I would have watched it for longer. But then they start getting into like the playground and like the sandbox romance, and I'm like, oh no. Like I was like, I am immediately invested in this person and I want them to do well, and I knew that tragedy was going to befall him, because of course it does. But like, this is a genuinely good person who has had awful things happen to them, and it led to like this, essentially a curse. Like he's cursed by, well,
he ends up cursing her.
He does,
Is also like from a long line of like famous sorcerers, which kind of goes along with the line of like they kind of just like threw that in there, and then the movie's over.
Yeah, I know. There are so many times where they're like, we're going to drop just a little bit more knowledge on you right here, but like, we'll see you in season 2.
I appreciate them focusing at certain points in the story around other people besides our main, even though it still revolved around him. But I liked how we got our time with even my boy and Inumaki, like my boy with a cursed mouth. Like, even got to see how when Panda was explaining, like, he was also, his power was harm people. He had to learn to control it, so he also related to you. Even with my girl,
Maki,
and her being, and we knew about it, but like even though it was like how Devin said, everything was fast paced. When they needed to give you like nuggets of like why they are the outcasts and why they actually relate to each other and what is their goal, I cared.
I don't know. I'm kind of obviously like, I don't know what's coming next, but I think it would be interesting to see if Yuta's story does kind of end up overlapping with Itadori and end up like kind of pushing him in a better direction. Like, you know, kind of being a part of like his solution, because right now it definitely still seems like we're kind of like, yep, he's gonna eat all the fingers and then he's gonna die. And I've also heard little bits and pieces on the internet of like the next arc coming up is traumatic in nature. So
fun.
And I honestly do hope that we get a little bit more of Gojo's backstory, because
dude,
like, you know, he's cool. He's a cool character, and he's like so mysterious, and he is OP. He's very OP.
When his, I don't know who he was, like his driver or whatever researcher was like, oh no, he snapped. I was like, he's like, I got no time for you, bitch. Dude. And like exploded that big ass like demon and still went toe to toe with this other guy.
Oh my god!
It was giving main character energy.
When are we gonna get the Gojo prequel? Like, just
that's what I'm saying. Honestly,
Gojo.
Listen, we'll have season 2. Whatever happens, I'm gonna be traumatized. Then kill everybody off. Gojo's still there. It's his now show.
Fushiguro Megumi's dad is finally gonna be animated in season 2, and I've heard that people go feral over him. So.
Well, I'm excited. I mean, I'm interested.
Be prepared, because it might be...
Please.
From what I have heard, this man is like basically Megumi, but even crazier with a gun.
Well, that's all for Space Cowgirls, because now I gotta do some research on the Pinterest.
On that note, if you enjoyed Jujutsu Kaisen 0, let us know in the comments down below. And if you're excited for the new season, as always, stay tuned for more content like this in the future.